Hello, welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel. This is the show where we take a film and we give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel. With me today, whatever time you're watching this, is Dom Hodgson.
Hello.
Noel Curry.
Hello.
Myself, Chris Lumb. Tom King. And Eddie French.
You alright?
It's turbo time.
Turbo time!
Turbo time. That's right, tonight we are doing Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way. The Christmas classic.
Prequel. Establish the law. Sequel. Then give us some more. Prequel. Not the same as before. Prequel, sequel, requel.
It's Christmas Eve and Howard Langston, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is determined to get his son Jake Lloyd the year's most popular toy, the Turbo Man action figure. But everywhere he goes, it's sold out. Soon, Howard finds himself in a crazed battle against time, crowds, and a maniacal postman, Sinbad, who's as determined as Howard to find Turbo Man. Also starring Phil Hartman, Rita Wilson, and James Belushi, Jingle All the Way is a holiday tradition that will have the whole family laughing.
I dare say it will, yes.
Put that cookie down!
Right, so we're going to start with the prequels. Should we go Dom first? Would you like to?
I'm going to let somebody else go first.
Oh, that's a good start. Eddie, we'll go around that way.
I decided to make things a bit old school. If it's going to be Christmas again, a Christmassy location, obviously Bavaria. So
Yeah.
I'm going back to Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be in it. He's going to play Howard's father.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that'd be good. Maybe grandfather now, what would the age difference? But he's a humble toy carver in the Bavarian countryside. His son, or grandson perhaps, Howard, has all the wooden horses he could possibly want, which is 2. That's how many you could want. But all he wants for Christmas is a mattress, you see, because he's sick of sleeping on a Hessian sack sort of stuffed with like go-karts and
Yes,
things.
yeah.
This is the the traditional family name of Langston.
Yeah.
In Austria, right?
Well, Langston. Well, obviously, that gets changed at Ellis Island.
Okay. So perhaps it was like
Langenstürgen.
Langenstein.
Yeah, yeah.
Langstein.
Yeah. Langstein, yeah. And
which was popular. A lot of SS officers called Langstein. So obviously, when they went to America, they had to change it.
I mean, I honestly
That's what they did, wasn't it? That's why there's no Hitlers anymore.
Except for the ones with swastikas carved into their foreheads.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, rest in hell.
That's the one.
And so his father, Arnie, then embarks upon a series of hysterical slapstick crimes to acquire a mattress.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he's not the only one because Heinrich Schwarz, the operator of the local telegraph system, also wants a mattress. And, he's constantly walking alongside him with one of those machines going. And at the end, Howard vows, seeing all of the effort that his dad put in, always vows that his son will never be without a mattress, which led to sort of a lifelong obsession. Thinking, because you see him in the video, he's there, on the phone, you're thinking, well, my son has a mattress now, but what about tomorrow, the day after that? I must keep working and make sure the mattress is always there.
Yeah.
So that's
So it's got some deep psychological roots. And,
it does, but also it's got that beautiful sort of Black Forest, setting with all the snow, and I'm sure there's any number of animatronic reindeer that can be included in an amusing chase around, and I thought there'd be lots of gingerbread, and you could smell the allspice and stuff.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
That's
okay.
what I was going for.
It's workable.
Gingerbread tie-in.
Oh yeah,
movie
completely.
merchandise.
I think you could probably, instead of a steel book, you'd have a gingerbread book.
Oh.
You've also got the promotional mattress.
A mattress book.
Falling asleep during
What's
the film.
special about the mattress? What's special about this mattress, which means that it's sold out? What's so special about it? Why is it such a popular mattress in Austria at the Christmas time, like Turbo Man in the original?
Well, I mean, I'm guessing that because this will be a Hollywood film, they'll assume that anyone who lived in Germany before about 3 weeks ago was living in a small log cabin in the forest. So
with a log mattress.
With a log, with a log mattress, and
that's why we are so hardy.
Yeah, exactly. They
sleep on wood.
Sort of wake up, gnaw your bed down into a breakfast table, eat your breakfast off that, gnaw that into a car, drive to work. and that kind of thing. So
Okay.
I'm just using the lazy stereotypes preferred by Hollywood execs.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's the first memory foam mattress to ever come out.
It
was
could be.
invented by the German space.
He didn't want any memories of
team.
what happened in Germany.
No,
no worries, they weren't very
He didn't
popular.
want to be
those kind of
reminded
matters.
of all of those
You know,
sleepless nights just listening to his father whittle. Because it's mainly he can't see his father due to a sort of thin layer of sawdust that's always on him, because he's constantly making toys.
Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Okay, nice one. Good prequel.
Well, that's what I thought.
That's
I thought
it,
keep it festive.
So what's
Yeah,
it
yeah.
called?
Did you have a name?
I
or-
think it's called Jingle all the way.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on. Tom, what have you got for us?
My idea for the prequel was that it's kind of like almost a Rashomon style thing in that it is a prequel, but it's set it runs into the same time as Jingle All the Way, but it focuses just on the crime syndicate run by James Belushi, and it's like
Right, okay, that's
versatile.
it's like
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Yeah,
So there's
yeah.
like a voiceover, Jim Belushi giving a voiceover of how he got into the crime syndicate
How
from when he
am
was
I
a kid.
festive, huh? How am I festive?
Yeah,
That's it,
yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of thing. But
Can I
throughout the
make a
whole
tree?
thing, the entire crime syndicate, all the way through, they're all just wearing the Santa or elf costumes all the way through, whether they're in a bar, like
Yeah.
a fight scene, like when they're crushing someone's head in like a vice,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Does Jim Belushi wander around behind them all with a massive candy cane and then just bludgeon one of them until?
Someone does get bludgeoned to death with one of those by the boss
Yeah.
of the crime family.
Yeah.
And somebody wake up with a reindeer's head in their bed.
How many songs are in the film?
Oh well, that's it. You see that from the deleted scene, which is Jim Belushi and the Barbershop Quartet.
Sorely missed.
Shitloads of that. They're all singing. There's barbershop quartets going on all the way through. Like the rival crime gangs, they have like barbershop quartet offs, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, and then like but it's a bit like the newsroom
Meets
sequence
Pitch
from.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're putting harmonies back into crime dramas.
That's it, and it finishes with and you meet and they've cut in sequences from Jingle All the Way where Arnie comes and meets him and that.
All right.
And all,
So all tied.
yeah, so it all ties in,
Is
and
it like
finishes.
Back to the Future 2?
Yeah.
Where they're like hiding and he walks past.
No,
and
it's
stuff?
not. No,
right.
it just runs concurrently with
Oh,
that,
okay,
and it
right,
finishes with the bust. And do you know what I mean? And that's where the film ends. Is with the
It'll be
bust.
like Rogue One, where you get Darth Vader coming in at the end.
Yeah.
Well, Arnie comes in. Arnie comes in and has that big fight. And
Because
then
they have to
the-
CGI him to make him look like the young Arnie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do a bit.
Well,
of
I think that is that the. What have you got? Title or
I don't know.
Jingle Fellas?
Oh, Jingle Fellas, yeah. Yeah.
Well, speaking of CGI, then I'll go to mine.
All right.
Yeah.
Prequel. I've called it Jingle Midway, and I'll explain why. Because it's not all the way, but also for another reason.
Is it
Is this
the,
about
the,
the Battle of Midway?
Interesting.
I thought it was
Right.
about the games publisher.
No. Right, so we've got a CGI created young Arnie, Howard Langston, obviously, same character, all that, as we all know. Now, I put there as a shoe salesman because I mistakenly didn't watch the film until we just did for the commentary, and I thought it was a shoe salesman, but apparently it's a mattress salesman. It shouldn't change it too bad though. So instead of a shoe salesman, it's now a mattress. Right, so a CGI created young Arnie is a mattress salesman, right? Who
Selling
gets
pairs of mattresses to anybody who
To
walks into the
clowns.
store.
Because they like those really big.
he gets
Trying to upsell them on mattress polish.
but he gets fired at Christmas, right? From the Nakatami Mattress Corporation, where he's working, right?
Right.
So
Crossover.
crossover, yeah. So Arnie goes on a killing rampage that ends in him taking down the company and taking their money to start his own company.
Oh.
So, and you've got a few Battle of Midway references, obviously, because it's a Japanese corporation.
At which point is this long before he meets his wife?
This is bit,
and
well,
falls
I
in
nearly included the subplot of the wife, but I thought it'd be so action packed. I didn't want to really,
love? Didn't want to go around femming it up with some kissing.
No, they needed. I mean,
You don't want to distract from the main story.
yeah, I mean, I could put
Which
her.
is Guns
Well,
at Christmas.
it's funny because originally I put her in as a receptionist
Oh.
in the plaza, in the the place in the Nakatomi
But you
Plaza
don't
thing.
agree with women having jobs.
No,
You
but,
decided to
but
say that.
I thought I thought it might be perceived as sexist in today's society to just assume she'd be a
It's not
secretary.
today's society, though. It's very clearly very pre.
It is, but I also wanted to kind of reflect today's society with the movie.
Oh,
That's
good for you. man.
What's your
Good for
title,
you.
Chris?
It was Jingle Midway.
Ah,
Jingle
yes,
Midway.
very
Not
good, very
Jingle
good.
all the way,
Listening,
Jingle
you
Midway.
would have heard
Yeah,
that.
I said at the start.
I was using that to end.
No,
but
you know what? He's had the best title so far, so repeating it is fine.
Yeah,
As far as
that's
I'm
fine.
concerned, yeah.
But that was a quick one. And I thought
Oh,
the
come
more
on, Jingle Fellas is fucking amazing.
Jingle Fellas is
Well,
good.
Chris came up with that.
I said the best, not that all the others were crap, Tom. Don't
Yeah,
take
yeah.
it so personally.
Don't get upset.
I included mine in not being
I'm
the
not
best.
getting upset over a name that I didn't even come up with.
You're quick to jump in, love.
I know I was quick to jump in, but it doesn't matter now.
It don't matter. It
You
don't
like
matter.
it, didn't
Let's,
you?
let's
A tone of
move.
voice suggests
you see
otherwise.
You want to know what,
You
right?
seem perturbed
Oh, I am
about
not
it.
perturbed.
Can we move on to
I've
Noel? then?
watched this film 6 times and I'm not perturbed.
You're just a
Nothing
big
can
Jingle
faze
All the
me
Way
now.
fan now.
That's it, I fucking
Right.
love it.
You can have the blue.
Yeah, oh, nice.
Right, you can have that.
Wouldn't you?
Right, so Noel's prequel.
My prequel is I'm going for a Turbo Man origin story.
Oh!
But also I've been inspired by the Wintertainment Parade, which used all those low price or non-copyrighted figures.
Yeah.
So I figured we'll go for the kind of Justice League type event,
Right.
but keep it on the down low.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah,
it, you know, no,
Much the same method DC have been using. And I say that as a DC fan, I'm wearing them at the moment, but Lord love them.
So it's all these low cost characters, and the plot is that they're after this. There's a rumored story idea that if they get their hands on it, because it's a bit meta as well, that they can then become a franchise.
Wow.
And so they're all after it. So we've got.
It's a bit like Wreck-It Ralph then, where they're aware. It's
They're
kind
aware
of
of
meta,
their
I mean,
own
what kind
existence.
What kind of low? I mean, like how low are we talking? Are we talking like I don't know, Charlton and the Wheelies? Fucking,
Green Cross Code Man.
Green Cross Code Man.
Got
Tufty.
the Rocketeer.
I mean, that fits in perfectly.
I was thinking Remo from Remo Unarmed and Dangerous.
Yeah.
Has anyone
Oh,
heard
that-
of
Yeah,
that?
I've heard of it, yeah. I've heard
You
of
could
that.
have Penny Crayon, Jimbo and the Jet Set.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Family Nest.
The Family Nest.
You could have the
Yeah.
entire
Yes.
Puddington Peas.
Oh, man. I don't know, Grumpy's extra.
Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
Oh, mate.
Do you remember that? I love you.
Kroll.
Crow. Now we're talking. Pluto Nash. But the kicker is
Captain Caveman.
when they all, because there's a big final scene where they all get
Fuck.
to the story idea, and there's a big set piece, and they get to where the story idea is meant to be, and there's nothing there. And that's when they realise the story idea is them getting together because the idea was inside them.
Right.
Oh.
And then they have a big orgy like at the end of sausage, like at the end of
Sure.
Sausage Party. Yeah.
By the end,
put
by
that
the
on
end of the
there.
Avengers.
Yeah, they went to it. Yeah.
To lead it.
You stay for that one. Stay for that credits.
So that's what Shawarma was.
Right,
And so
so
it's called, because it's based on Justice
Greek
League.
for orgy, I think.
I thought I'd call it Jingle All the Way, Justice Fatigue.
oh, wow, very good, very
Okay.
good indeed. So let's move on then, Dom. What
So
have you-
I've gone a different direction.
I thought you might have done.
We like directions.
I've actually pitched the idea that Jingle All the Way is a sequel to Junior. And Junior,
Go on.
Junior is
Yes.
the
Well,
prequel.
hold on a minute. So,
So
the
he's-
kid, Arnold
Yes.
Schwarzenegger, gave birth to him.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Exactly.
Wow.
What do we think of that idea?
I like that a lot.
Do you know I haven't seen Junior for
Gee,
ages?
you came
so-
out of my
hang on,
vagina.
right, so yeah, so Jamie is
Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie to use his
Jamie.
proper name. Jamie is
Yeah.
the baby in Junior.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. And Danny DeVito's off on holiday, so we don't mention him. Oh, you know.
Yeah,
He's off on holiday. Yeah.
Oh, was Danny
What,
DeVito
are you
in
thinking about
Junior?
twins?
as
Oh,
well?
I'm thinking about twins.
Yeah.
I think
Twins,
we
aren't
should
Yeah, combine
make
it.
it twins as well.
Hang on then. So,
Junior's a sequel to Twins.
we got a
Actually, it was originally going to be that twins follows on from that, but the ages didn't make sense.
right.
They're
So-
making
Well, of
triplets,
course,
so we
he
could,
only found out. He only found out that he had a twin after he'd been pushing that wheel for fucking ages.
Right. So okay. Have you got a title for that? Or?
It's
Junior.
Jingle all the way.
I see.
Junior
I'll be
all the
honest,
way.
I think it's going to do better than all yours at the box office.
Yeah.
It already.
It's already done better. Yeah. It's already done better,
So
Junior.
that's
Junior.
we're going to look at
Junior.
the Arnold Schwarzenegger canon. You know, it ends with Last Action Hero, obviously. You know, but it starts with Junior. Then we've got this.
So we can tie them
then
all
Jingle the
together.
Way. Then we can put twins in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So he does all this before he becomes a barbarian.
Yeah.
Wow.
But before, but after he becomes a kindergarten cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to be kindergarten cop in there somewhere.
Right. Okay.
I think he kindergarten cop is obviously in between Junior and Jingle all the way.
Obviously.
So when his son was at kindergarten, he had to go there to
kindergarten
protect him.
cop, presumably, he does kindergarten cop, and then he goes, "Oh, I've got to go on maternity leave now because I am pregnant with a baby."
And also,
yeah.
I can't be doing this cop stuff with the baby.
No,
I
I
know.
can't-
So he answered a wanted ad
I'll
to
get
sell
into
mattresses in the
mattresses.
paper.
Right. I think everybody's done well there. I think we'll move on.
Put that cookie down!
Right. Let's move on to sequels then. So we'll start with Dom. What have you got for us, Dom?
Okay, fast forward 30 years and Jamie's all grown up with a daughter of his own.
Oh.
She would like a Princess Barbie for Christmas, but surprise, surprise, they're all sold out.
Can I just ask? Did Jamie give birth to his own daughter? Jamie.
Like father, like son.
Yeah.
Jamie did not in
Oh, I was
Jamie's-
thinking 30 years in the
Jamie's-
future, perhaps they got rid of, perhaps he gave birth to her out of a cloaca.
It sounds.
Do you know what? But there may be a prequel after this sequel.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
So-
To be honest, it sounds like Jamie has forgotten the old ways that his father failed
Exactly.
to teach him from Bavaria.
Yeah.
But the only way for Jamie to get one is to enter the regional Best Friends Barbie pageant, win regionals, and then make his way to nationals and become a top 3 finalist, where he'll get a golden tiara, but more importantly, one of the last Princess Barbies.
Oh.
Yeah,
Have you got a cast list in mind?
I don't.
Oh, which I hadn't asked. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I just
Let's
undid
cast
all
it
your
now.
good
I
work.
was.
Well,
Yes.
Channing
Yeah,
Tatum is grown up. Jamie, I think,
Channing
obviously.
Tatum has grown up Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So who'd be the daughter? You need a.
Someone young enough to be Channing Tatum's daughter.
What's the name from?
Kick-ass, Chloe Moretz.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
yeah, pretty much. It's everybody gone for that.
I was going to say she must be sort of what, 15 or something like that.
She played a 17-year-old in the Louis C.K. film that hasn't been
That
released.
will never be released.
Oh, let's let Chris have something of his video left to put out.
Yeah. Let's not
not
mention
discuss
that.
Look, if Disney can have 30-year-olds
You can
playing High
mention
School
it.
Musical students, we can have Chloe Moretz playing.
True.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So
So that's and you got a title for that? Did you say the title already?
if you come round, I'll have a title by the time we go back.
All right. Okay. Right. Excellent. Noel, your sequel, please.
Well, I went for I'm assuming that it's turned into a massive franchise. So we've gone through all the other holidays.
Have you got a full box set ready
Yeah,
for
no,
us?
it's good. I'm jumping to Jingle all the way 8.
Wow.
Whoa!
Because we've already had one set at Easter. We had to try and get a special Easter egg.
Right.
Jingle all the Good Friday.
Are they naming them, these sequels, in the same way that the Fast and Furious movies? So is this called Jingle All the Wait?
And then the next one's called
Could
Jingle.
be.
Yeah.
Well, we've got
Mine's called Sparkle All the Way, by the way. Just
Oh, Sparkle all the way. Very
Sparkle all
nice.
the way.
because
That's
they-
good.
yeah, Easter egg with the DVD extras were very good on that one, obviously. And then we had Halloween, where he had to find a slutty costume for his daughter. Thanksgiving.
All of these costumes are too modest.
I need less material!
None of them suggest a very good Bavarian bust.
I need a nurse costume! A nurse!
They made
These are all Helga. I need an Inga.
Why don't they sell a sexy Bavarian Steinwaiter's costume in the zombie version? I don't know.
Yep. Then he had Thanksgiving, where he had to find a Native American to give smallpox to.
Oh, damn it, you're just swarthy with good hair. Now you are dead for nothing.
That's
I think I was called Shingles all the way.
that's Noel's eighth joke.
I didn't write that one down. I came up with that one on the spot.
Wow.
And then we've done, so we're scraping the bottom of the barrel because we've done Valentine's Day, Labour Day, Mother's Day.
All the big ones, right?
So Jingle All the Way 8 takes a slightly radical new direction in some ways, in that Arnie's character converts to Islam so that he can celebrate Eid al-Adha, that well known. We all know Eid al-Adha, which is at the end of Du al-Hijjaj, which is the 10-day celebration when you make a pilgrimage to Mecca. And during the celebration, you slaughter a sheep.
Yes.
And he has learnt from his past mistakes. He brought a sheep with him this time, but due to hilarious baggage mishap, the sheep got put in the cargo bay and froze to death on the way
I thought you were going to say
Mecca.
that the sheep
And
got
you know
redirected to Newark Airport.
Whilst not being a scholar on the matter, I bet freezing a sheep to death is not technically halal.
It's not
I
allowed.
bet it's not.
There is
But
a very
don't do
funny
that. It's not
scene
how
where
it
they
works.
defrost the sheep and Adam Sadler tries to pretend to be the sheep. But they figure out it's him and they slaughter him anyway. And
You know what? That is the right thing to do.
it is. But it's quite... there's a heartwarming scene at the end where they're all gathering around Mecca for the pilgrimage. And due to a barber mishap, the sheep's been filled with helium and is floating into the sky, and Arnie's chances of getting it are...
Is he comically knocking other pilgrims over as he runs through?
This is where it all comes to. It's all very heartwarming because they all see that he's after the sheep and they realise how important it is to him, so they start to form this giant human pyramid as the sheep floats off into the sky. So,
they all work together, basically.
They all work together, and it's like, cultures coming together. The bit at the end of Ants, where all the ants are kind of swaying. It's a bit like that. And I think
Is that going to be a CGI scene, or is that going to be...
No, we're really going to do
Okay.
it. We're really going to do it.
I've always thought of Ants as the quintessential Eve
And
film.
we're really going to shoot it in Mecca. And we're going to CGI Arnie in later because we couldn't get the clearance for that. But it gets so high when he actually grabs the sheep, the lack of oxygen makes him have a religious experience. And he sees Prophet Muhammad, who's going to be played by...
We don't,
No, actually, you're right. That's Steve Pinker.
He does, but
we
just
couldn't get anyone to
describes
agree
it.
to play the part for some reason.
Right.
So he just has a kind of religious
You don't
epiphany.
want to come to Mecca and play the prophet? I don't. No, I really don't.
So yeah, that's that one.
Did you have a title for that? Did we
It
mention
was
that?
just Jingle All the Way 8.
Oh yeah. No sub.
Too
no subtitle.
fast, too jingle.
Too fast, too jingle. Very good. Okay. That's Okay. Number 8. That's great. Okay. My sequel then. I've got Jingle All the Way 2: Rise of Turbo Boy. Okay. Ooh. As we all know, Turbo Man in the first one, Turbo Boy in this one. We open the film on Jamie's funeral. Stay with me.
You've got my attention.
Yes. Go on, grab the audience. The thing is, they haven't made one for a while, right? And I don't want this to impede the other Jingle All the Way too. So they need to know it's a continuation.
Yes.
So we've got a photo of Jamie,
On top of a casket.
Yeah.
Can it be an open casket?
Depends if we can get Jake Lloyd.
Can it be an open casket?
We need Jake Lloyd for that.
Speck
And
of waxwork of him.
I didn't want to presume.
Okay.
Waxwork.
I want to see the rest of this.
Anyway,
They own
That
his
is a
rights.
bold curtain up.
They own the rights to his image, right? So they can use the
They
image.
can use a photo, but they can't use his body.
But they can make a waxwork.
Can they?
Yeah, they
you
can.
know this?
Yeah, of course they can. They've done it.
Only if they've got a body cast at the time when they were filming Jingle All the Way.
No,
film.
It's like, well,
If they can do it to Sean Young and Blade Runner, they can do it to
All right.
Jingle.
Anyway,
So you've killed the kid.
we killed the kid. Anyway, he's the kid's
How
dead.
did he die?
I don't know. We don't. No, that's a different.
Seriously.
thing.
Was it,
No,
was
no.
it, was
I
it
need to
bees?
know
And
what
then
happened.
that little girl was like, his glasses, you can't see you.
He probably died of.
Was it a
I
really
think
bad?
he choked on a small part that broke off the Turbo
He
Man's
died, of heartbreak.
Was it
'cause,
leukemia?
He kept getting he kept getting let down.
Oh, come on.
Died of heartbreak. Let's
Tom,
just
I
say
think
that.
you're focusing too much
Yeah.
on the dead boy.
Yeah, but
God,
I
that's a
need
great
to-
opening if that's all you want to hear
I
about.
need to know how he died.
We don't
No,
know. We'll
Tom,
work
It's
that out.
definitely leukemia. Really bad childhood.
No, we'll
illness.
work this out.
Tom,
We'll work
this
this
is why
out.
you can't go past the clock. It's a
Yeah.
funeral home anymore.
We'll work this out.
That's
Right.
I
So,
need to know how he died. We're all crying, you
That's why I
bastard.
can't go past Martin Kemp Opticians because I have to go in and go, where is he? And it's not even, it's spelt with a Y, the Martin, so it's not the same Martin Kemp, but I just, yeah.
just triggers you every time.
can I tell you the exciting plot?
Yeah,
now?
I
yeah,
want to hear it.
Right,
because-
get past that bit. So I'm going to say it again,
Yeah.
but just have no reaction.
Okay.
We open the film on
is the
Jamie's funeral. Jamie's funeral.
Jamie-
Okay,
Jamie
Liz
dead.
is weeping, so
Right.
I've kept this,
Yeah, yeah.
You would be
continuity.
at your own child's
Yeah,
funeral,
of course you would.
yeah.
And keeps looking round to see where Howard is.
He's not turned up, holy shit, he's not turned up to his own
He's
funeral.
late again.
Is he sat
Late
at,
again.
is he sat at like a karate show with a video camera wondering where she is?
Well, we don't know.
Oh, that's right, he's dead.
But, right, he's late again, so he finally makes it after a hilarious montage intercut with the funeral
How many,
reading.
how many crimes does he commit during
Loads.
the
And we could even throw that old cop back in it if we
Yeah,
want.
yeah, yeah.
For a bit,
It's
you know.
his funeral as well.
No, he's having the hilarious montage with him on the
Alright,
way.
okay.
You're
So he
going
pulls
for
him.
some real tonal crunches right there,
Well,
aren't
this
you?
is, I need to get my audience back from the Jingle All the Way 2 that they're familiar with, you see. So I want to set in
You're
the
giving
the
Jingle
proper
All the Way
universe.
2 a lot of credit.
Well, I've not seen it, so it might be amazing.
It
Anyway,
might be.
so that's in the cut with the funeral reading to give it a bit of dramatic, edge. And so Liz is furious. She's like, "Oh, where have you been? You missed your own son's funeral." Howard decides to make a robot version of Jamie, which doubles as a replacement son and a talking appointment schedule to remind Howard not to miss anything again. So that's what you can imagine the shenanigans that have with that.
He's turning a visage of his dead son into Siri.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is all shoehorned into a Christmas
Turbo
setting.
Boy.
It's
Play
going to be
some
like
music.
AI.
Yeah, a bit like AI, yeah, a bit like that. Obviously,
Jingle
copyright.
bell, jingle bell.
Turbo Boy, remind me in 10 minutes to turn the oven on.
And it's just at Christmas to tie it into the Jingle title because they needed to kind of get that audience back. So that's it, really. So you'd have to fill in the blanks with the shenanigans.
So once
and
he's built the robot, what then happens?
well, hilarious stuff.
Is it?
Is that what the script says?
Yeah. No,
Improv,
this is just like the pitch to get the film
Alright,
made. Yeah.
Might I posit a suggestion? Do you think the robot Cheney could make Turbo Man dolls in a warehouse in New York with a lesson
Like Short Circuit 2.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, it could Short Circuit
whilst
to it.
one of
Yes.
Spinal Tap tries to rip them up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we could go the Short Circuit
That
2
sounds,
route.
you know what? Because I don't think you can go very far wrong, except in the realms of taste and quality. So that would be pretty good, I reckon.
But it got you, didn't it? The opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
had
oh,
to be,
mate,
because that
right.
robot
Yeah.
was there.
if anything, that's. I can't believe I'm going to say this. It's a bit like Saving Private Ryan in that I'm not sure it can live up to the spectacle of the opening sequence when you sort of keep on
unless
going.
you put Ted Danson in it.
Unless you put Ted Danson.
Yeah.
That's your plan
As,
for
as
everything.
the character from Loch Ness.
Yeah, we'll do Loch Ness one day.
Mr. Dempsey.
Right, let's. I think that's mine. We got the
good.
I
title.
mean, to be honest, that one was a little bit light-hearted. I'm sure Tom's.
Tom's will be dark. We know
Yeah.
Tom. Do you want to? Are you going to
Yeah,
go
I'll
for
tell
this?
you. Right,
Okay.
so basically, on Christmas Eve, 2 years after Jingle All the Way,
The events of Jingle All the
Jingle All the
Way.
Way, yeah. So Howard Langston is waiting at Washington Dulles International Airport for his wife Holly to arrive from Los Angeles.
Oh, his wife Holly.
Oh, what's she called again?
Oh, I thought you got remarried.
Waiting for his
Oh,
wife
hang on.
Liz to arrive.
All right, so that's
Not Holly
from
Gennaro.
Los Angeles. Now,
So is he selling shoes or mattresses?
seated across from her on the plane
Yeah.
is the reporter Richard Thornburg, who exposed Liz's identity to Hans Gruber in the Nakatomi Tower.
Oh.
And in the airport bar, Langston's waiting. He spots two men in army fatigues. carrying a package, one of them has a gun. He follows them into the baggage area, and after a shootout, he kills one of the men while the other escapes. Now, learning that one of the dead men is a mercenary believed to be killed in action whilst originally serving in the US military, Langston relates the situation to airport police captain Carmine Lorenzo. But Lorenzo, hold on, this is Die Hard 2.
I was going to say, I'm reading the entire
Have you just IMDb?
Yeah, I didn't do that's called. It's just called Jingle All the Way 2. Terrorists
Jingle with a
take over
vengeance.
the
Jingle
airport.
harder.
Yeah, Jingle harder. Yeah,
All right,
and it
so
is a
you-
Christmas film.
As Die Hard 2 is, supposedly. Yeah. Okay, so you just ripped off Die Hard 2, that's fine. Okay, we'll move on.
Well, I've got with the spy code name 007. Oh wait, no, that's Jingle Another Day. Mine,
Jingle Finger.
Jingle Finger.
Jingles are forever.
Gold Jingle. Gold Jingle, yeah.
All right, well, yeah.
You only
Probably enough of them, innit?
you only
I
jingle
did
twice.
start- I did
Yeah,
start.
you started.
Jingle All the
The
Moon.
spider
Ranger.
jingle me.
Jingle Raker.
Jingle All the Moon. Ranger.
In mine, what we're doing here is it's just called Jingle All the Way 2.
Yeah.
But I think it might be called Jingle All the Way Too Much.
Oh.
Because
nice.
Chamey,
Chamey.
grown up,
Chamey.
Chamey.
as pronounced the Bavarian way. Chamey, grown up, he's played by Jude Law.
Bold choice.
He visits his father in a home.
He's farmer.
Father.
Oh, right.
Don't deliberately misunderstand me. I'm getting an absurd joke out of this.
Farmer.
You hack. Now, Howard's PTSD after all the violence and chaos he saw in less than 6 hours that one fateful Christmas Eve.
I mean, there was a
has
bomb.
left him. Yeah, I mean, all of that he saw in
Yeah.
less than 6 hours
Yeah.
changed him as a man. He would have been fine, but it turns out that whilst he was focusing all his attention on one of his loved ones, he completely neglected his wife. And that look on his face that you see at the end, post credits,
Yeah.
that never leaves his face.
Oh my god.
It's just
Permanently
frozen.
engraved.
Did the wind change?
It's-
And it stuff
Oh,
like that.
the wind, an ill wind's changed. I can tell you that much
I know
now.
you said like it's called Jingle All the Way Too Much.
Yeah.
So how many fucking crash zooms are there in it? Oh, it's got to be loads.
I mean, pretty much that's the only way we're introduced to him.
every time he
scene.
appears on
Every
screen.
time. Every time. So Jude Law will go in and go, "Oh, hi, Daddy." Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of because of that he's been in this home for a while. Chamey keeps on because he was in such good shape, and you know, his Turbo Man. He's still hanging in there. He's sort of a little weaker. He's still big, but he's sort of gone to seed a bit.
Yeah.
And Chamey's mother, Liz, left the family after 3 years, just because she couldn't get any sleep from the sort of the night terrors that Howard was constantly, you know, and the noise of the zoom in, just constantly, it was, you know.
Yeah, sure.
And so Chamey does his best to reminisce with Howard. He sort of tries to continue to sort of play the stories out. He keeps on telling the same story, but in different ways, each time making it sort of gentler.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, do you remember when you accidentally stumbled a little bit at that parade? Oh, you nearly went arse over tit, but you were all right, and just in the hope that something will break. And, And so, so nearer Christmas, the symptoms obviously get worse because tinsel. Jingle bells. Brian Setzer swing versions of Christmas songs.
Yeah.
It's just really, really bad.
Yeah.
And so Chamey conspires with the sort of the head of psychiatry, played by Gal Gadot, because she's very sympathetic.
Yeah.
And
She gives the air of a really good quality doctor, one that you'd listen to.
she does. Yeah, I mean,
And she's so hot right now.
She's.
Yeah.
I'm not denying it. And also, JL and Gigi in the same film. I mean, I would have put a romance subplot in, but I think the story is enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't need that.
I mean, even just the suggestion is enough. It's called Way Too Much. You could add it in.
You could do, but
I mean, that's why Chris didn't put anything in his
That is
film.
true. Yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
I didn't put that in
Your
my.
focus on the story.
But,
Yeah. You got to
but-
focus sometimes. You know.
So he wants to help put Howard out of his misery, and so at midnight, Christmas Day, it's just ticked over.
They have him lobotomised like Jack Nicholson in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
But
Nest.
they don't.
Oh, right.
No, what they do is he's given a...
Spoilers, Tom.
He's
Sorry,
given a big old needle full of peaceful sleep.
Oh, okay.
And,
That's
even
even worse.
And...
That's like the pillow over the face.
Well, it
One
is,
Flew
but
Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
he's put out of his breath. But as the muscle relaxant works, his face comes out of the rictus,
Yeah,
and just with his last breath, he just whispers, "Jamie."
oh,
And then
like Rosebud.
yeah, basically.
Wow.
Yeah. Only we show that first. Yeah, and then they just sort of gently close his eyes, and then they sort of look out the window, and a light snow is falling. And then Brian
goes flying.
Yeah. and then they look down and they realise, oh, it's only the wrong person. And then both of them,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
that's post credits, so you can choose to leave
Yeah.
at the credits and
Yeah.
go, that's me done.
Thinking it was a really nice,
thinking that there was,
poignant film, and
Yeah.
then, but if you stay for the credits, they're like,
got
you.
One out.
There's going to be another one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, very-
Franchise
okay.
going.
but that's it, always leave it open, because
Yeah,
you
you've got
don't
to-
have to do a sequel,
Yeah.
but you can.
I mean, they did it with Jingle All the Way, the first one.
Yeah.
They left
They
that
did.
open so you could continue that story.
And I did.
Yes, exactly.
I would also very much like to see the deleted scenes of that where they filmed several different deaths
Yeah.
at the end.
One they're just pumping you up with a bicycle pump.
Yeah, one
Just
it's
till
very
his tummy
similar.
goes like that and pops.
One's a
Yeah.
Rune Goldberg machine where they press the button.
Yeah, it's just a massive game of real life maths.
Yeah.
No. Anvil. I like me anvil. Hits him on the head.
In one of them, he's in a room that's starved of oxygen. And then there's an Easter egg. They use the head from the end of Total Recall.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
With the eyes
Yeah.
coming out again.
Well, what they
Yeah.
what they also could do. For the
He's saying on the name of the bad guy. What's
Thanks,
he
Tom.
called?
That's going to hold my drink.
I can't remember now. What's he
What's
called?
he called? The bad guy.
Bad guy Total
I
Recall.
can't remember.
Jimmy.
Jamie.
I was about to say, wasn't it Colin Farrell?
Then it pulls back and they're all in his stomach.
Yeah, they're all in his stomach like quartos. Yeah, they're all
Roosters, Jamie, the whole lot.
I mean, I'm assuming in this there'll probably be a reference to the fact that Sinbad definitely got the chair for domestic terrorism.
We all forgot about Sinbad, to be honest. We had one in the
I
sequels.
imagine-
No one brought back
maybe someone in the Requel.
Oh. Well, I think shall we get on to the requels?
Put that cookie down!
Right then, it's Requel time. So a reboot or a reimagining or a remake.
Well,
Yes, anything you want.
What I did was, because I thought we were doing reboot and remake, because we haven't quite got the format down.
Yeah.
I've just got a little cast list for the remake.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
I've actually got a reboot.
Yeah, that's fine.
proper.
Okay, well,
So in a remake, I took this stupidly seriously. Actually, I thought Jack Black would be a good Howard. He's
Very
able.
versatile.
He's versatile, yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I'm not saying that Arnold Schwarzenegger is not versatile. I'm just saying that now Jack Black's got a bit more time because he's not, a politician. I
And
thought,
the eye rolls.
Yeah,
Jack
yeah,
Black
absolutely.
would be
oh,
on point.
yeah.
that'll be phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh, he's a
I
master.
thought it'd be really good to underutilise Tina Fey as Liz.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's
Trap a comedic actors of some
really
stature.
restrain her.
You know,
just
yeah.
properly make it difficult.
We're
for
talking Robin Williams and Hook, aren't we?
Oh, mate, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
okay.
That level. As a treat for you, Chris, I thought Leslie Jones could be the postwoman.
Yeah, yeah.
She could be called Sinbad.
And again,
or whatever.
underused.
Yeah. Basically, try to
Wouldn't
write
she
what
be
you
Sinbad-esque?
Sinbad-ass.
Sinbad-ass.
Sinbad-ass,
So I
yes.
think,
Sinbad-ass.
I think basically try and write in her style that you're not very good at writing, and make her do that instead of contributing her own
Yeah.
thing. And I thought Jeff Goldblum would be a good Ted.
Wow.
yeah.
Yes.
I thought that would be a genuinely interesting idea.
That is good, yeah.
But
Howard, I'm eating your wife's cookies. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
first thing you need to do is put that cookie down.
Very good. I like that.
That's all right, isn't it?
Good cast list,
It's got
yeah.
legs.
Yeah.
The reboot. I switched it. I made it a mother-daughter story because there are plenty of fathers, plenty of mother-daughters, but this could be good as well.
Yeah.
So in the run-up to Christmas, a single mother, Charlize Theron, is asked by her teenage daughter, played by who I've written down as Chloe Ortiz Hit Girl. I forgot her name. Ortiz Hit Girl, yeah, her. Wants the latest smartphone. We're bringing it. It's it'll be 2018 by the time we get on with making this. So obviously she's whilst she's sort of trying to fend off the local suspected paedophile who's sort of ingratiating himself into the different families, who's played by Will Ferrell.
You've got a right cast here, isn't it?
I'm doing all right, The mum takes on more shifts at her job and eventually starts dancing at a club, which I'm calling it Turbo Doll.
Ooh.
I'm calling the club Turbo Doll. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Strip club. Eventually, she's on the stroll, and it all goes a bit Requiem for a Dream. Right. Now this is the good bit, right? She finally gets enough money for the phone. She gets the phone without any problem because everyone's got Amazon now.
Yeah.
It's not 1996. And it's typical, she's a woman, she's planned ahead, she knows what she's doing, she's not last minute, flowers from the garage like a bloke. Unfortunately, by this time, she gives the daughter the phone, and the daughter actually gives it away, like at the end. But she gives it away in exchange for the heroin that Will Ferrell, the nonce, has got her addicted to whilst her mother was absent.
Right.
On the stroll, dancing with everything, and then it's Christmas.
Wow!
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very good.
So I think mine's sort of, whilst Jingle All the Way 96, as I'm going to call it. This is Jingle All the Way. I'm keeping the name. Jingle All the Way 2018. Jingle All the Way 96 is sort of very celebratory of the crass commercialism and that sort of capitalistic approach. This, if anything, not in favour.
Right.
I thought we could use it as a double-sided fable.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. Right, let's move on. Tom, what have you got for us? Is this another one where you just ripped off the plot of something else?
No.
Because you didn't do it.
No.
An elderly millionaire is dying. He whispers, Rose.
An elderly gentleman who owns the chocolate factory.
Brewster's Millions. No. Seriously.
It is Brewster's Millions.
Spoilers
for Brewster's Millions.
Rosebud's Millions.
Yes, that's it. No. This it's a shot-for-shot remake.
Yeah.
A shot-for-shot.
Oh, right.
The Psycho
But
remake.
does it have Vince Vaughn wanking?
No. Shot-for-shot remake.
Yeah.
The entire original cast come back. Right?
Wow. Okay.
CGI Ted, because he's dead.
Yeah.
Right? They bring him back by the sort of like what they did in the Rogue One.
Just clips of
Force
Troy
Awakens.
McClure just dropped in.
Yeah, that's it. Shot-for-shot remake. Someone doing an impression of him, right? In fact, they can actually just use the exact track from, except when they change the Turbo Man. It's not Turbo Man.
Right.
No. Right. This is set. It's a shot-for-shot remake, right? But it's an advert for Pringles, and it's called Pringle All the Way, right? Right, and in it,
That's a lot of work for that joke, mate.
I know.
Be a lot of work making film as well, just for
Shot-for-shot remake, advert for, instead of Turbo Man, right?
Yeah.
It's the most popular flavour of Pringles, which is Texas barbecue.
Is it? Oh,
got
right.
its own show, Barbecue Man, right? And the bad guy in that is called the Pringler, and it's ready salted flavour.
Yeah.
Right? No, Booster is ready salted flavour.
Obviously.
because nobody wants
Pringler
it.
is sour cream and chive, because that's the bad guy, isn't it? Right?
Okay.
So it's
Sour
shot-for-shot
cream and
remake.
chive can't be the bad guy.
Well, in this
it is.
right? In this it is,
Damn.
right? And-
Surely it just they have the uncensored ones, they have the plain ones.
Let's say,
They're awful.
I reckon.
No, that's
They're
Booster.
Booster.
No one
Because
likes
everybody
Booster.
hates Booster.
Okay.
I would recommend Walker's Stacks.
Yeah.
That way we take all
No,
flavour
so
preferences
have you seen
out
on
of
the internet the
question.
Prongles image?
No.
It's Prongles. It's the same can.
Yeah.
It says Prongles on the top, and it just says once you pop, just keep going.
Yeah. I have seen those, yeah. they're like there's like 16 different versions of Dr Pepper or something. Isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a shop remake.
Different
There's
levels
an
of
advert
educational
for Pringles. Just an
Just
advert
just
for Pringles.
a-
An advert for Pringles.
Like Ghostbusters 2016, basically. Yeah,
And
okay.
there's that sequence in
Which
it
was an advert for Pringles.
when he meets the crime syndicate, Jim Belushi, and he opens up the present, and inside it there's a can, Texas barbecue, and he thinks, oh fuck me, I've got the Texas barbecue, this is amazing. He opens them up to test them, and they've only gone and
Sour
put in,
cream.
no,
Oh.
right?
A bomb.
No. It's those fucking horrible tortilla chip versions.
Oh.
And these are tortillas! And then they smash it, the fucking fight goes along. And then
So-
at the end of it, he gets dressed up as the man, like barbecue man from the Pringles. Which is
up
the
as a cube.
big circular head with the top hat and the whatever.
So basically, we could CGI Jingle All the Way
Yeah, you
just
don't
with
even
your
have to
Pringles.
reshoot
You don't have to
it.
reshoot
No,
it.
no,
And then
no,
at
like
the end,
the
replace
Jaws,
it with
they-
a
they-
side
they-
button.
They
Yeah.
make
So
a
Arnie has to just
shot-for-shot
a large
remake.
can of
Right.
Pringles.
Yeah, Arnie as he is now, sort of all jowly and that. Yeah.
What
Jowly
weapons
all the
does
way.
a can of Pringles have?
Sorry, what?
What weapons does a can of Pringles have?
Oh,
Moorishness!
well,
Yeah.
it just fires Pringles. It's the same. It's the discs,
Oh,
but it's
pew,
Pringles.
pew, pew, yeah.
So you can't have a Pringle boomerang, no?
Well,
Yeah, because you can't
No,
have it coming back.
it's
Wait,
his
is it
part.
what's your
No. It's like a batarang, but it rips his moustache off his face. It's fucking like Pringle moustache around.
Oh yeah, like the guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
the thing. All right.
yeah, yeah.
That's all right. That's valid. Okay.
That's what
And the
barbecue-
monocle
yeah,
thing
the
as
monocle-
well.
the
You
monocle's
can
a
do that.
weapon.
Oh,
So
the
monocle-
monocles could be the discs.
The monocle of
Are
truth.
we getting confused
Are we-
with Mr. Monopoly?
Monopoly, yeah.
No, but I thought the
he's
Pringles
the
guy's
Pringle
got
guy.
that,
He's
hasn't
got monocle. He's got the. And
He has
it's
now.
monocle of truth.
But that works.
monocle of
yeah,
truth.
the Tash is the
Hang on,
boomerang.
is that not the
monocle's
KP Peanuts
discs.
guy?
No, that's
Maybe it
you're
could
thinking of
advertise
plant- you're
Peanuts
thinking
instead.
You're thinking of
Maybe we
plants,
should
aren't
move
you?
on because
Are
we're running
you
out of time.
Yeah, let's move
Are
on.
you thinking of J.R. Hartley?
Right, we'll move on. Okay.
Okay.
Right, so my requel
Oh.
is Turbo Time, it's called.
Okay,
Okay, now Dwayne Johnson
Ah.
of course, good. It's
in everything, isn't it?
exactly
Yeah, yeah.
the
Let's just
same
put him
inch
in.
biceps
Yep,
as Arnie
yep.
in
He
2016.
stars as Howard Longstrong, just
Long-
changed a little bit.
Long-
Because the script writers are going, we'll change it a bit.
Is it
but
like
not.
is it like an alternate Earth like DC have got all the?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I will figure that out.
Find out. I'll ask the
I'll
writer.
find out. I'll ask the screenwriter I've got on it because it's getting made, this one.
Yeah, of course.
Right, so Dwayne Johnson stars as Howard Longstrong, owner of a Nevada mining operation.
Oh,
Okay, now I researched a bit of mining operations, quite a few in Nevada going on, so it can all be backed up. On Christmas Eve, Howard is exposed to an alien artifact which gives him superpowers.
Okay.
He returns home to his wife Lizzie, so not Liz, Lizzie, again just changed a little bit, and hilariously tries to cover up his powers. So, bedroom scene. What would you like my new outfit? Well, all I can see is your bones. Because you could see right
That,
through
that
it.
does sound sexy.
That's
yeah.
sexy as hell,
Where's
isn't
your- I
it?
don't want to see your bones, I
Yeah.
want to see your boner.
Exactly. So you've got all that innuendo stuff and all that crap. Anyway,
I want to see your boner is not an innuendo.
no, as if you see.
That is very much a single
See your bones there. Yeah, all right. Anyway, so there's hilarious stuff that happens in the bedroom. We'll have to put that in later.
Yeah.
His son Chamey is actually called Chamey in this
Oh,
one
really?
because the scriptwriters of this one watched the other and thought, oh, it's called Chamey.
Yeah.
And just went blindly into it.
Because every time someone mentions the name Jamie to Arnie, he always goes, Jamie!
Yeah.
And corrects them really.
Yeah,
well.
that's right,
He
yeah,
gets
it's-
proper livid by the end of it.
He's
As I
adamant
would
it's
as well.
Chamey,
yeah.
So his son Chamey asked for a new action doll called Turbo Person.
Oh fuck me! This is the pound land equivalent, isn't it?
No, this
Turbo
is
Person.
we're talking
The woke
PC. This.
Well,
It's like-
we are
Okay.
not
I'm bringing it up to
assuming
date.
the gender
No,
of
yeah.
any turbo
Yeah,
individuals.
exactly.
And
So-
that's actually how it should be.
It just
So,
means
yeah.
turbo
Yeah.
can be anything. You know, it can be Turbo
Yeah.
Man, Turbo
Oh,
Woman,
it
Turbo
sounds like
whatever you
one of
want.
those, like those bootleg versions, like where you get. It's definitely a Superman, but on the packaging it says Super Guy.
Yeah, I know what
Yeah,
you mean. Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
This
So
is a deliberate effort to be inclusive.
Right.
yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
And
So
that should be applauded.
So he asked for a new dog called Turbo Person, and Howard tells his son to stop being a little whiny bitch, right? This is where it takes a turn. You're
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna
we
say-
know where this is going, and he's like, no, I'm not getting a fucking doll for you.
You call him
spoiled little
Turbo
bastard.
Person, and he's calling his son a bitch. That's just
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's because the turbo makers are woke.
But he's
Yeah.
as you'll find out here,
Yeah.
Howard's a right nasty shit in this,
Yeah.
and this is the role that Dwayne Johnson wanted to kind of spin his image because
Right.
he's known for the nice guy.
He's known for playing Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, he wanted to do something with a bit of grit, so
A bit
you
like
know.
Vince Vaughn in Brawl on Selma at Block 99.
Exactly.
Or
So
when Taylor
that?
Swift gets a bit like kind of gritty
Yeah.
with her new song.
exactly.
Okay.
You're on your own there. If you want to watch Taylor Swift video, that's
I think
fine.
you'll find the Tay fan club right here.
Oh yeah.
She revamped her image. She did
Taylor Swift massive all of
Christina
that.
Aguilera
The only way
type.
she's
You
gonna
know,
get
I
any
could
credit
get
is
sexy
if
and
she
dirty and all that
Oh,
shit.
or Miley Cyrus. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Started
yeah.
off as a humble Disney kid and then did what she did. Anyway, right. So he tells him to stop being a whiny little bitch. Then heads off into Vegas to use his superpowers to win at gambling and get trashed.
All
So
right.
it shows her like
As
a
you
hard
would.
edge. There's a post-credit scene where Howard.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. Right. Okay. No, yeah. There's nothing to
no
it.
moral being learned.
No, there's no moral.
So it's Superman 3, but
Without
he never
Richard-
gets past the bad bit. He never gets past the peanut
And there's
flicking
no
in the
Richard
bar.
Pryor
Right.
and everybody going, why is Richard Pryor in this?
Yeah.
Why has he got taken top billing
Yeah,
on Superman?
yeah, why is it? Yeah, and then there's a post-credit scene where Howard super vomits for 10 minutes
Oh, okay.
for no reason. Just
Well, I think we all know the reason.
yeah,
Loving this film.
yeah. That's it. That's it. That's my
they
my
could-
reimagining.
Good.
So yeah, it's a reboot or a remake, whatever you want to
Whatever
class
you
it as.
want
I don't
it to
know.
be.
Now, you see,
So-
when you said that Dwayne The Rock Johnson, as he will ever be known,
Yeah.
wanted to sort of show that he could play a bad guy. I always assumed when you said that he wanted to play a bad guy who then just became Dwayne The Rock Johnson. No, in this case, he just wants to carry
That's
on
the
being
twist with the
Howard
audience.
the
Law that,
prick.
oh, he'll get right in this. He'll be back to his wife, and no, nothing.
Love it.
If anything, he's just vomiting and rubbing coke into his gums
Yep.
between heaves.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You know.
It's like Spring Breakers, just chaos.
Yeah.
Right, so my no one's seen Spring Breakers.
Sadly not, but we're all very polite about it.
Is that with, it's got James Franco in it with
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So I'm nodding,
a
which
grill.
works well for all
Yeah,
of you.
yeah. And there's a grill in my reboot.
Nice.
Nice
Go on,
segue.
then, let's
Segue.
Yeah, this is video done.
That's it.
Maybe I'm been picking your nose.
All episodes.
We zoom in on that.
Oh. That's a cocaine. Who we had
you know
before we
what?
started. Sorry, Noel.
Okay, so we've got 10 minutes left.
Right,
Yeah,
Requel.
we
Requel.
got- yeah,
Noel's
it's that.
Requel. Here we go.
So I've gone for a gritty reboot set in the UK urban grime scene. So we're going to have all the
Well, we
stars.
all know a lot about that.
Well,
so it's
indeed.
well
I'm
done
going
for
to
choosing that.
display my knowledge of it now. Because we're going to have Stormzy in it.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
all the other guys.
Who's he
who I-
playing?
Winsy
presume
and
are-
Rainsy
Yeah.
and
Well,
Yeah.
I presume they're all weather
Quincy.
related.
Yeah.
So we got
Quincy.
Ironside.
Rainsy,
Yeah.
Windsy,
Yeah.
Dempsey, Makepeace.
Cagney Lacey. We got them all. They're all in there. And we'll stick Columbo in for that as well.
Snosy.
I think we've gone off.
Snosy.
Sleepsy.
Sleepsy.
Drowsy.
Sneezy, bashful,
Dog, yeah.
dopey. They're all in there. We got your point. They're all in there.
All right, okay.
Lethal Drizzle.
Lethal Drizzle. Oh, very good. I like that.
And then from Blackpool, we've got Turned Out Nice Again.
So what's the plot line?
Well, the plot line, because it centres on Turns Out Nice Again Z.
Yeah.
Because he's from the Blackpool, where it's a little known fact the UK grime scene originated back in the 40s. Because they were based originally on ukulele samples.
Right, okay.
And there's this fabled lost ukulele sample that they're all chasing.
Right.
Wow.
From a George Formby outtake.
The grime world's MacGuffin.
Indeed. And there was one particular bit where he was playing the ukulele with his teeth, and it had a particular weird sound because George Formby had a
He had
Cleft
a
palate.
Yeah,
He had a cleft palate.
well, he had a cleft palate, so he had to have these braces.
He leaned on a lot of
Did he have a
lampposts,
cleft
let's just
palate?
say that.
Did he have a cleft palate?
I don't know.
He
but
did
did
now.
have a
Don't
remark-
make up George Formby facts.
Allegedly.
You can't back
Allegedly.
all this is allegedly.
But also, he had a bit of a
remarkable
weight problem,
sensitivity.
right?
Yeah.
So this grill was helping him lose weight because it was George Formby's fat-reducing grill.
Jesus Christ. No.
7 joke.
Come on, no.
Wow.
Jesus.
No,
You're
come
right.
back
You're
on.
right. You're right.
Come back. Well, right, so, hang on.
An idea that was shamelessly ripped off.
No.
Do you know what? I read that earlier. It was halfway through I put that together.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
He's made this a mockery.
Yes.
This is a worse crime than his Die Hard 2 plot. And we only just realised halfway through. Right, go on then, Dom.
I've brought into this the questions of assisted suicide. I brought into this, you know, capitalism and its effects on single mothers and vulnerable children.
I like Pringles.
Right, let's go. All right.
Howard tries to give his daughter the best Christmas ever.
Yeah.
However, his daughter just wants to be left alone and play with a computer.
Oh.
This better not just be ripped off of Taken.
Meaning that Howard
You're right.
Rumbled already.
has to enter the world of Minecraft to reconnect with his daughter.
Wow.
So it's like Tron.
Lots of shitty CGI and a bad rip-off of Tron. I have a partial cast list for you.
Oh yeah.
We've got Terry Crews playing Howard.
Nice.
This is actually based off a story with Terry Crews reconnecting with his son. He didn't go in Minecraft, he just built a computer.
This sounds like Jumanji 2.
We've got Jamie, also a girl's name by the way, played by Elijah Wood.
What about Chamey?
The bad guy played by Kanye West. Just give it. He's a very versatile actor.
Oh, also you got a soundtrack built in there as well. You totally get a record.
Liz played by Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Because I always like to give her a role. And Ted played by Rob Lowe. Arnie,
Nice.
Now that's a good Ted.
That's
Arnie,
Ted.
Arnie plays Mole Santa. Comes back, just a short one.
Oh, little cameo.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, we nobody's put cameo in
And
it. That's good.
I'm calling it Crafting the Jungle. Little Minecraft reference
Ah,
there for the kids.
very
No
good.
kids are watching this, so
I think that's a solid.
By the way, mine was called Jungle all the way, obviously.
Nobody's bothered now.
Jungle music.
Jungle all the
Jungle
way.
music.
Yeah.
Well-
I believe it's referred to as drum and bass these days.
Right. Well, we're done. I think that's.
We're done.
We're
Yeah,
done.
we
That's
What's the conclusion?
the conclusion.
Yeah,
Is we're
who
all
was best?
terrible at prequels. So can we do that? Can we say whose was best? I don't know. Well,
do we pick a best?
right. So the
best-
prequels. Who did we think had the best prequel?
What, a quick recap.
Mine was Bavarian hijinks.
What was yours, Tom?
Oh, mine was like the Jingle fellas.
Oh yeah,
Good
yeah,
fellas.
pretty good.
Jingle fellas was strong.
Mine was the CGI shoot, the Nakatomi Plaza thing midway.
Oh,
Yeah, you see, no one had a go at him for that.
I've done my
Do
research.
it after you.
We've got to be quick on this round.
Yes,
We need to-
exactly.
Mine was the low-cost copyright characters.
Oh yeah.
And mine was the fact that the prequel had already been made because it was junior.
Oh, you see,
I like that.
I like the,
That wins.
I like the
That
shared
wins.
universe.
That
Yeah.
wins. Shared universe.
Jingle fellas, honourable
Close
second.
second, yeah. Okay, we've done that.
To be fair, I thought everyone was going to just go like, my own was the best, and we'd never get it.
No. Well, we're running out of time, so we've got. So.
Tunia.
No,
It should
I-
be called Tunia.
Tunia, yeah.
Right. Okay, sequels then. Okay, we had Eddie. Go on.
This was Jude Law and Gal Gadot putting a PTSD Richter face Arnie out of his.
Yeah, pretty good.
Mine was
the way
Die
you
Hard
had-
2. Mine was Die Hard 2.
Mine was
best Christmas movie.
the one with Jamie's funeral at the start that grabbed all your attention.
Oh yeah.
How did he die?
Yeah, you need to.
No, come on. I need to
got
know.
that.
I need to
I've
know.
got to
Find out
write.
how
I've got to
boy
write the
died.
thing. I've got to write
How
out.
the boy died.
Jingle All the Way 8, set in Mecca.
Oh yeah. I like
And
that.
mine was Sparkle All the Way, where he has to win the Barbie pageant. I'm going to go with Chris's purely on the
The Jamie
Yeah.
Do
opening.
you know what? That was
Yeah.
really grabbing, but then, as I recall, it faded out into the
It did.
Yeah.
It was very much
did.
riding on. It's
Yeah.
as I said, the Saving Private Ryan factor.
But it doesn't matter
but-
because I've already got the audience in then. I've got the money.
That's true.
And the box office.
True.
Was it leukemia?
For your purposes,
So everybody
Tom,
needs a vote?
yes.
Fair enough.
Does this
At least I
matter?
know now. At least
So
I know.
will that get your vote?
Yeah.
I was going to vote for Die Hard 2,
I mean-
but...
If it had been
So,
something not
what's
quite
your
as
vote,
bad,
Eddie?
I would have voted for it.
Chris?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
Chris
mean,
wins that one.
by default.
He said half a sentence, and we all went.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
clearly that suggests something.
So the
Yeah.
requels
Yeah.
that we just heard,
Yeah.
what do we think? What do
The requel, my requel was Charlize Theron going on the stroll, Will Ferrell the paedophile, and the girl, little girl ending up on drugs.
Yeah.
Screw capitalism, it's fucking us all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pringle all the way. Capitalism is great.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Mine was the Dwayne Johnson where he learns nothing, nobody learns anything.
Yeah.
Oh, the amoral one.
Yeah, great.
No, what was yours?
Jungle all the way. George Formby.
Mine was...
Yours was a stupid name with one joke in it. So very much like the original.
Mine was Terry Crews crafting the jungle, entering the Minecraft world.
Yes. Bloody hell.
I mean, we're thinking like it matters.
Mine references the film Requiem for a Dream. I don't know how appropriate that is.
Mine's got fucking Pringles in it.
Yeah.
We're all going for our own one this time.
I'm
definitely putting mine out of.
I'm saying
mine
I
was
understand
terrible.
if no one goes for this because a Jingle All the Way sequel shouldn't really.
Oh, for mass market appeal, let's go for Pringle all the way.
Well,
For pure balls, I've got to go with no, I'm afraid.
All right, yeah.
For the pure setup of that one punchline.
Whilst I admire that, I would probably watch Pringle All the Way.
I would watch it, but that would make me laugh more.
What are you going for?
That would make me eat.
You've got to decide a vote, I guess.
I'm going to be charitable and go for Tom.
All right, Pringle all the way. Right, well that's our little show of prequel, sequel, and requel. Thank you for watching. We'll hopefully see you again if anybody watches this.
Yeah.
We don't know. Thanks to Dom, Noel, Tom, and Eddie. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.
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 Oh yeah, it's turbo time.
Jamie.